What if the reason you keep failing to change your life isn't lack of effort? It's that you've been trying to renovate a building that was never really there. Stay with me. There's a guided meditation toward the end of this video that will help that land in your body, not just your head. Here's what we're actually going to do together. 2 ideas. Working as a pair. The first is that no one who genuinely wants to find what's true ever actually fails to find it. The wanting itself, the real wanting, guarantees the arrival. The second is more unsettling and more freeing. The world you feel stuck in isn't as fixed as it looks. It's a version of reality you assembled, mostly without noticing, out of your own assumptions. And what you assembled, you can also loosen. Together, these 2 ideas address one of the most exhausting human experiences there is, feeling trapped by circumstances that seem completely outside your control. You know the feeling I'm talking about. You've tried the thing, then you tried the other thing. You read the book, you had the conversation, you did the work. And the situation, the job, the relationship, the pattern in your own head, is still exactly where it was. And underneath the frustration, there's a quieter, scarier thought. What if this never changes? What if I've already done everything I can do, and this is just my life? That's not a small thought. That's the thought that wakes people up at 3 in the morning. And almost nobody talks about it directly, because saying it out loud feels like giving up. So let me give you a picture, because it'll come back a few times. Imagine you've been wearing tinted glasses for so long you forgot you put them on. Every room you walk into looks the same shade, a little dim, a little off. And for years, you've been rearranging the furniture in those rooms, trying to fix the lighting, move the lamp, repaint the walls, buy a brighter bulb. Nothing quite works, and you can't figure out why. That's most of what we call trying to change our lives. We rearrange the furniture. We change the job, the partner, the city, the routine. Sometimes that helps, genuinely. But if the same dimness keeps showing up in every room, at some point an honest person has to ask, is something else going on? This is where Sarah comes in. Sarah's been stuck in the same argument with her sister for 3 years. Same dynamic, different occasions. Holidays, birthdays, ordinary Tuesday phone calls. She's done therapy. She's tried distance. She's tried being the bigger person, the smaller person, the honest person, the diplomatic person. And every time, the conversation ends the same way. Both of them hurt. Both of them certain the other one started it. Driving home from yet another tense family dinner, she's running the familiar loop. This will never change. I've tried everything. Some things are just broken. Her hands are tight on the wheel. There's that specific exhaustion that comes from caring about something you've stopped believing can be different. Hold her there for a second. We'll come back. Here's the first thing I want you to actually feel, not just understand. If there is a part of you that genuinely wants to see things more clearly, not perform clarity, not pretend you figured it out, but actually wants the truth of your own life, that part is not going to fail. It can't. The honest wanting is itself the thing that gets you there. I know that sounds like a platitude. It isn't. Listen to what it actually says. It says the pressure you've been putting on yourself, The pressure to figure it out faster, to have arrived already, to not still be wrestling with this thing at your age. That pressure is the part that isn't real. The direction you're pointed matters infinitely more than how far along the road you think you are. For the part of you that's tired and quietly scared you've run out of road, you haven't. You're not behind. The fact that you're still looking, still asking, still uncomfortable with the easy answers, that's not evidence you've failed. That's evidence the search is working. This is the first relief. The light switch exists. You will find it. You don't have to white-knuckle your way there. But here's the bigger one. The one that actually changes things. Back to Sarah on the highway. She's cycling through the loop. This will never change. I've tried everything, and then somewhere between two exits, a different thought just slips in. Not a solution. Not an answer. A question. What if the story I've been telling about this isn't actually the situation itself? She doesn't have anywhere to put that yet, but something in her chest loosens, maybe 0.5 millimeter, and for the first time in 3 years, the argument feels like something she's holding rather than something that's happening to her. That's the moment. That's the glasses coming into view. Because here's what we don't usually notice. The situation you're stuck in is not just the events. It's the events plus 1,000 interpretations you made so fast you didn't see yourself making them. My sister is doing this on purpose. This means she doesn't respect me. This will end the way it always ends. Every one of those is a lens. And you've been looking through so many lenses stacked on top of each other that you forgot you were looking through anything at all. The world you've been trying to change wasn't built from stone. It was built from interpretation. And interpretation can be set down. This isn't denial. Sarah's sister really did say what she said. The dinner really was tense. The events are the events. But the meaning, the story, the certainty about what it means and where it's going, that's the part that felt like a wall and was actually a projection. So what does this actually look like? Not in a retreat, not on a mountaintop. On a Tuesday. It looks like noticing, small noticing. You're in traffic and you feel the familiar irritation rising, and instead of riding it all the way to the end, some quiet part of you goes, "Oh, I'm putting a story on this. The guy who cut me off isn't actually a referendum on my whole day." You don't have to fix the feeling. You just have to see the lens. It looks like Sarah, 3 weeks after that drive home, on the phone with her sister, feeling the old pull of the argument starting up and pausing. Not solving. Just pausing. Just noticing, this is the place where I usually decide what she means. What if I don't? Just this once. It looks like the moment you catch yourself saying, "I'm just someone who," and realizing that sentence is a lens you've been wearing for 20 years. None of this is dramatic. There's no lightning. It's just the quiet, repeated practice of seeing that you're the one doing the seeing. And here's what happens when that practice takes root. The pressure drops, not all at once. But it drops, because so much of what was exhausting you wasn't the situation, it was the certainty that the situation was permanent, fixed, and yours to fix alone. When you start to feel the glasses on your face, that whole weight begins to redistribute. The argument with your sister stops being a life sentence. The pattern at work stops being your character. The thing you've been trying to renovate for 10 years stops being a building and starts being more like weather, something passing through, not the architecture of who you are. You'll still have the conversations. You'll still have the hard days. But there's a different relationship to them now. You're holding them. They're not holding you. That's the shift. That's what these two ideas, working together, are quietly building inside you. The confidence that the looking itself is enough, and the recognition that the world you thought was a wall has always been more like a window you'd forgotten how to clean. Let's let that settle now. Not in your head. In your body. If this felt grounding, you're welcome to like the video and subscribe. No rush. Just a gentle way to stay connected as we continue. Let's take a few minutes here. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to fix anything. Let your body settle into wherever you are. Feel the weight of yourself supported. The chair. The floor, the ground underneath all of it. Let your breath arrive in its own rhythm. You don't have to deepen it. You don't have to manage it. Just notice that it's already happening. Without you. Now bring to mind, gently, one situation you've been trying to fix. Just one. Don't go into the story. Just let it be there. In the room with you. Notice the weight of it. Notice how familiar that weight is. And now, just for a moment, see if you can feel the difference between the situation itself and the story you've been telling about it. You don't have to figure out which is which. Just feel that there might be a difference. That small space, that's the space we're after. Imagine, for a moment, that you've been wearing glasses you forgot you put on. You don't have to take them off. You don't have to do anything. Just feel them on your face. Just notice that they're there. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Let the part of you that's been trying so hard rest. Just for these next few breaths. You are not behind. You have not failed. The fact that you're here, listening, breathing, willing, that is the whole thing working. Rest in that for a moment. The pressure to arrive somewhere can set itself down. You're already pointed in the right direction. Feel the quiet underneath your thoughts. It was always there. You don't have to make it. You just have to stop covering it. Let the world you've been carrying get a little lighter. Let your grip on the story loosen. Just a little. Not gone. Just loosened. Breathe here, and when you're ready, with no rush at all, let your attention come back to the room. The sounds. The light. The feeling of being a person. Here. Today. Take what you need from this. Leave the rest. It will be here next time. Thank you for practicing with us today. If you'd like, there's a free digital copy of A Course in Miracles available through the link in the description. You're also welcome to leave a simple comment such as, "I am grateful. Thank you for being here." Really, the fact that you spent this time with these ideas matters more than you probably realize. Be gentle with yourself as you go back into your day, The glasses don't have to come off all at once. Just noticing that there is already the work. I'll see you in the next one.